All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this Coldcast presentation. We got more Ultimate Pandasoul coming your way right here, right now. It's Team Psycho. Well, they had a pretty good game last game. They lead 1-0 over the Diesel Electric Locomotives. Yolem and the boys, well, they got some work to do here, as their back is against the wall in this single elimination best-of-3 tournament. Just one game away from elimination currently. I'm, of course, your casting host, Beef. With me was Sender. He might join us back again. He DC'd. He timed out. He timed out off of Skype, and I don't know. I haven't gotten any word from him, so maybe his internet's out. Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he won't. But until then, we're going to be casting here on our lonesome. Just me and you and this great game called Here's to Newark. Water. It's good. So on that last one, we definitely saw a fantastic comeback out of Team Psycho. The favorite team here, Locomotives, though, they're going to have to bring it back and force it game number 3. They look to do that with Torture and Tundra already. And really looking for that lockdown, that heavy damage potential. And we'll see where they go from here. Way up at the top, we see Lodestone and Scout, some Suicide Heroes banned out by Team Psycho. Keep the Forest and Pebbles being removed by Yolm. Of course, that does leave some quite strong heroes like Keeper of the Forest, Tempest, Ophelia available. Just kidding, Keeper of the Forest got banned. What am I on about? Tempest, Ophelia, and Parasite. Rally, Deadwood. We see them all right there pretty much. And then the Engineer going to make it in as well. But how about that? We see the pickup of Artillery. Yolem, one of the pioneers of using this hero about 4 months ago, 5 months ago, something like that, really brought the hero to the forefront, and Afraid was known as the team that picked Artillery, the team that beat SG by picking Artillery. That's what they were known for back then, now known as the Locomotives, and they've got a little bit of a different story, but we'll see if Yolem is going to be playing that Artillery or not. Additionally, on the other side, we see Bubbles, Empath, and Moon Queen coming out. So with the Artillery and Moon Queen picks, we are likely going to see a carry versus carry type game. A lot of farming, a lot of positional play, and aggression and deflection of that aggression by each of these teams. Parasite being the first pick out of the lock pool for the Legion squad. They're going to give up Tempest and Ophelia, but Rally is also still in the pool, so expect that to be a potential pick. I actually think that there might be a Ophelia Rally coming out right here. No, okay, it's going to be Rally Tempest. So, okay, that actually makes more sense, because you can't have the Parasite and Ophelia on the same team, so you don't want to give up Tempest. So that definitely makes more sense out of the options, and I like it. Good way to finish up right now. Tempest going to hit the jungle. Mr. Lang going to go into the Suicide Land. His Artillery going to be hitting short. Tundra will be holding down mid, most likely. And Torture probably going to be doing a rotation between those top and middle lanes. On the other side of things, the Legion team most likely going to be running... Well, let's think about this here. It seems that the Bubbles should be going into that long lane. That would certainly make the most sense, and then put Deadwood into the middle. But then again, you might have something a little bit different here. You might even see the Empath Moon Queen Parasite pseudo tri-lane long. Simply because Deadwood, if he is going one-on-one in that middle lane, that's great. But if he's going one-on-two, it's a little bit less ideal. You want the Moon Queen to be stuck in that safe farming lane. That's either going to be in the short lane or protected in the long lane by that Parasite. So my guess is it's going to be Moon Queen in the bottom, Deadwood mid with the Bubbles long, and then Empath will do some rotation around, but primarily going to be in this long lane. Excuse me, primarily going to be in the lane with Moon Queen. We'll see. Ward of Sight being placed here. Once again, a somewhat defensive ward. We saw this in the last game, Vegan actually choosing to place this ward from the opposite side, though, as the Hellborn team. So He really just likes his ward spot. It does give a ton of vision, actually. All the way from right here, all the way over. You can't even make a box that big. You can't even make a box big enough. If I do this. Haha! There we go. Rally gonna walk right by. And he chops down a tree, so he will block this camp most likely. Ooh, how about that? Got tricky with it. So, showed that he was gonna actually place it right here by chopping down that tree, and then actually placed it in a different location, maybe knowing that there was a possibility they had a ward down and playing some mind games. It certainly doesn't hurt to use that hatchet. So we'll see going forward if that does come into play, when an attempted counter ward might occur from either the Parasite or Empath. And in fact, Empath already does have a counter ward in her inventory, so expect Fegan to try to drop one here pretty dang soon. I tell you what, guys, there is not a whole lot better than being done with an exciting cast, getting to relax and calm down just a little bit more, and then just having a nice cold water right there on a hot day. Feels good, man. Feels real good. You know what does not feel so good? It's this pause. Not too happy about that one. But, well, not going to be the biggest of issues. Hopefully it'll be over pretty soon. Taking a look at some more wards on the map. Ooh, sorry about that. Lulpix going to be dropping one to block the medium camp over here. And this will affect Tempest substantially, but it's not going to be the worst thing in the entire world for Tempest to have to deal with. And whenever I say Lulpix, I kind of think of Vulpix, the Pokemon.
Let's get it on.
I wonder if that's intentional. I kind of feel like it is. If it's not, then it should be. It will end up being a man fight in the middle lane as Deadwood and Tundra go at it. They both got their big maces ready to go. And we'll have to keep an eye on the CS there. Probably won't be seeing much in the way of kills early on. But as Tundra does hit level 2 with that charge, putting out considerable amount of damage onto Deadwood already. And up top, Bubble's taking a lot of damage at the hands of level 1 Impalement from Torture, as well as Artillery. Throwing in the slows with the fragmentation shells. And bottom lane Rally being zoned out a little bit, but because of the deny coming in from Tempest in this long lane, Rally is starting to get favorable lane positioning. Fegan not really helping the matter by throwing in a lot of auto attacks, trying to really harass Rally out rather than double hit denying. But until you get rid of this Archer wave in the back, you're not going to be able to push this wave back. So probably doing the right thing here anyway. 3 Archers in the background, definitely going to be the driving force behind this push for a while. Middle lane, it looks like Yolm is actually having a pretty good time here. He's got the better positioning, that's for sure. 10 and 3, 11 and 3 now, as opposed to the 6 and 3 on Deadwood. But Yolm has expended a pretty considerable amount of mana. And this is something interesting here. Blightstones in the middle lane. You have to actually move quite a big distance to use those Blightstones in the middle lane. So some players prefer to get potions, but when you're up against a hero like the Deadwood and you're constantly trading auto attacks, you want to be able to regenerate your life. In this case, he gets the bottle and delivers that one, bottles up a double damage immediately. And he will be very, very happy to have that in the middle lane. Going to throw out some additional piercing shards, and even going to be throwing in double damage auto attacks. Moon Queen maybe starting to get some lane control here. Maybe. It doesn't really look like it, actually. And Empath behind enemy lines could be throwing in the autos as Deadwood. Oof, Rocky Balboa getting very, very close to dead. Piercing shards doing a lot of work. Level 2 piercing shards. And Interesting build here from Tundra. I know that some players do favor going the minionless route. And no, okay, so we'll drop the point into Call of Winter to get that bird out here pretty soon. That coral is just so dang strong. Slow that it applies, and of course the vision that you get from the bird is one of the primary reasons that you do pick up Tundra. So going that minionless route, not seen too much in competitive play. Empath and Rally kind of going at it a little bit right there. In the end, Rally will use those boots to come down and camp at the bottom rune, but he's going to be forced off of it by Parasite, it looks like, and Rally will grab the regeneration, or the refreshment rune, while Bubbles takes the illusion up top. Speaking of that top lane, let's take a look here. Bubbles sitting at 4 and 2, level 3. He's getting a little bit of experience, and now going to get a considerable amount more. The creep wave is pushed up on the tower. He's going to take a lot of damage here. What is going on? Bubbles trying to get as many last hits as he can, but loses over half of his life in the process. Kind of odd, but didn't actually pick up any last hits there, I believe. So really, really unfortunate for Lolpix. Played a very good Tempest in the last game, but we are still yet to see this Bubbles. I'm keeping a close eye on the middle lane, as Tundra is going to be approaching level 6 here very soon, and when he gets that level 6 mark, he's going to want to put some pressure on Deadwood. Right now does not have enough mana for a full combo, I believe. No, there's no way he has enough mana for a full combo. Going to need either a mana potion or the 6-minute rune to fill up a bottle. And by that time, unfortunately, Deadwood will have level 6 most likely. So Tundra's window of opportunity, when he's a little bit over-leveled right now, is going to be wasted. Throws out the piercing shards and the auto attacks, knowing that Rotten Grass was already down, and knowing that, well, it doesn't really hurt to do so. Nice wall, but Mr. Ling just barely able to slink around it. He had already used the Compel as well, it looks like, throwing out some damage on Fegan, but he's just going to head into the jungle, stack once, and looks like he should head home to get some regen. I'd like him to head home. Don't use the potion right now. Your mana is simply going to take too long, and there we go. Ward of Sight is going to be dropped. Rally going to once more drop another ward. And what is he doing? Kind of walking around, making sure that no creeps have spawned just yet. And up top, Tempest being played by Nier and Artillery. Able to get the kill in the first tower, and will they get Bubbles? They certainly will. Nice job, as Lolpix having a hard time. Fegan teleports up, and it gives a double tap. I would say that's a pretty large mistake. Not ideal, that's for certain. Well, well, well. The prodigal son returns. Sander, thank you for gracing us once more with your presence. Oh no, Sander, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Okay, so I muted my mic because I was gonna put my headset down trying to fix my internet. So, okay, that's why you couldn't hear me.
Alright. Well, I appreciate that you're back. Oh my god! Another kill up in the top lane as a serial killer streak comes out for Sequence. And, well, Tempest did trade his life, but they bring down that tier 2 tower as well. Sender, I'm glad you're back, but I'm sad that you missed that game, man. That was an epic game 1. Like,
as long as Sandwich prevailed, I'm okay.
He didn't.
He didn't?
He
What?
did not.
What? I have to watch the VOD? Are you kidding me?
They had a pretty massive advantage I want to say something like 17,000, 12,000, and a couple of thrown team fights. And all of a sudden, Sandwraith was just not really able to do much. He had to burn both of his buybacks. And Soulreaper was up at 600 GPM, man. And they just continually got pickoffs. It ended up being really crazy. Like, the end ended up being like 30-something thousand in favor of the Sandwraith team. Like 12,000, 33,000, I think, in favor of the Sandwraith team. But they weren't able to bring it back. It was a throne race.
Wow, it's insane. Well, I don't know. I'm having difficulties connecting to the Han chat server, and I don't know. I'll try to get it to work, Beef.
Right.
Can't really help you with the casting in the meantime.
Well, I'm gonna keep casting, and you can listen or do whatever you want. And when we can get you in, we can get you in. If not, not a big deal.
All right, I'm in.
Yolem's Tundra gonna be hanging out in the middle lane once more with a double damage, but bottom lane the action's going on. There's a Seismic Slam finishing on Moonqueen. Willowmaker actually taking out Tempest once more. Moonqueen turns it around and gets a Moonbeam to finish off Rally. Ends up being a 2-for-0 exchange, evening our hero score at 3-3, just 9.5 minutes into this game number 2. Yolem did bring down that tower in middle and now doing a little bit of jungling. He will scout with the Shiver Bird, but that gets taken out pretty damn quick by Deadwood. And there we go. IG Sender connecting. Yay.
Yeah, I'm in. Almost.
That's great. I'm really excited that you're here, Sender.
Yeah, thanks. That means a lot to me, Beef.
I was
Coming
really
from
worried
you.
that the NSA had gotten to you.
Oh no. Please don't go there.
And heard allegations of misconduct by one Sender. And
Oh no. Was this a suicide Tempest?
no, this was a jungle Tempest.
Why is he level 7?
Because he just died twice in a row.
Oh. It's unfortunate.
He was level 7 at like 7 minutes in. And then they pushed 2 towers top, and then they dove like a little bit past the second tier tower while they were killing it. And he died, and then he just got picked off as they tried to mount to push bottom lane.
You see?
So he hits level 8 right there. He's doing well enough on the gold, but yeah, the levels are a little bit stunted as a result of those deaths.
Wow. Oh, Joel has so much GPM.
Yes, he absolutely smashed Rocky Balboa mid, but Rocky gets his serial killer streak on a 3rd kill up top. He ducks into the jungle now in the clear cutting, looking for some movement speed before he busts out of there. He even grabs a creep and a drive-by on his way out. So, yeah, Rocky not having the best laning, but since it his roaming has done quite well.
So the game seems like rather passive. People are just staying on lanes. I mean, I say the game is passive, but the Hellborn has a huge advantage of 6,000 gold, 2,000 experience. But in terms of aggression and like mostly team fighting, it's pretty passive, right?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. The only kills have really been when people have been kind of overextending past towers, and then the few kills that Rocky's been able to set up kind of solo on that Deadwood. But now they're looking for bubbles in the bottom lane. Seismic Save interrupted by a Moonbeam, and Raleigh does have to back on up after getting stunned out by that. 5 players, though, for the Hellborn team. Now in the bottom lane. This is about to be a 10-on-10 team fight, but a puzzle box just finished up here by Tundra. I love that pickup.
Yeah, it's a great pickup, especially when you have this big of an advantage. You can just clear the entire map of wards and then just continue to pull further ahead.
Yeah, it really does become one of the better ways to counter ward now since that bound die change, if you are looking to just really, really sweep the map. But right now, Parasite going to go in. There's a Kelpfield. Tempest likely going to drop, but yes, Parasite will go down as well. Bubbles drops to the LRM. And now Tempest, see you later. Moonqueen gets taken up by a Seismic Slam. Deadwood trying to get out of there. Empath was never really able to do much. Deadwood should be able to clear cut his way out. Maybe? Maybe? Yes.
No, he's
Whoa,
dead. He's
there's
dead.
a Coral. Coral shot into the Rotten Grasp. Oh my god.
Get there! No!
Coral, stop!
No!
Coral! Coral, stop! Oh my god! He actually survives. So well played by Rocky Balboa.
I don't know, it looked like the Quirrell just stopped moving there for a second. I missed micro.
I think it got blocked by a lane creep.
Oh, maybe? Okay.
I could be wrong, but that's kind of what it looked like.
So, I look at these lineups, and I just got back into the game, and looking at a drafting phase, looks like the Holborn has a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have better late game, you have better map control, you have better gankers. The only thing they're weaker at is arguably like the first 6 minutes of the game, and they're the ones winning the early game. So unless I don't know, I feel like at a drafting point at this stage of the game, unless like Hellborn makes them it's the kind of their game to lose with these hero picks and the lead they've already have.
Well, it seems
And
like
I
it
don't
was their
like
game to lose from the last game as well, but
true.
we all know
I mean, I don't
that.
like to call games over. It's just like if you look at the heroes they have versus the heroes the Legion team has, I just gotta put them at a huge advantage.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was really kind of awkward going into the lockpicking phase. The Legion team first lockpicked Parasite when there were heroes like Ophelia, Tempest, Rally, Parasite, Engineer, all in that lock pulls. Rally is going to drop, speaking of him, in the bottom lane. An onslaught streak coming out for Rocky Balboa. So somehow, even though his team is not doing the hottest right now, Rocky on a 6-year-1 streak. I mean, he's doing work.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna get his portal key after he catches some far middle as long as he doesn't die. He just needs
he
corner
might.
gold. He might. Come on,
Tundra
Rocky, don't
is there.
die. Don't do it. He,
He's just
the Hawk barely missed him.
He's coming into the middle lane like, yo, Adrian! And then there's a chain reaction into the avalanche. The mana burn, and, well, he just got taken out like Apollo Creed in Rocky 4. Oh, no. Sender!
Wow. Caster's curse much?
I'm telling you, dude. I need to add that to my list of emoticons that I need to get for my channel.
Well,
I'm
Jolem just countered a ward at the bottom side of the Legion jungle, so good by him.
it's rough sometimes as a caster. Like, with great power comes great responsibility. Sender. Sometimes you gotta take it easy on Rocky Balboa, dude. Oh, it's terrible. Is Sender gone again? Sender's gone again. I was like, did my jokes really like land that flat? But no, Sender's internet's gone. Sender?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know. I guess my internet died for a little bit.
Oh no.
At least I didn't disconnect. I was like, oh no. Oh, this empath is in trouble. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he's gonna die. The avalanche going off. The autos are there, and
Wow.
Yolem almost got KS'd.
Jolem was like, I don't want to give you any assist gold. No, I want this kill. Just me.
Come on, the assist score got split to the team.
True.
Deadwood gonna try to back out in the bottom lane. He's a little bit too low on mana to fight, and yeah, I don't know. He does sip on that bottle though. Now that he's toggled back to Steam Boots. Bubbles goes in with a Kelpfield on the 2. The Vagabond nuke gonna miss, but there's a Compel on the 3 players into the Elemental Void. The Legion team is in for a disaster right here. Bubbles and Deadwood already gone. Moon Queen gets taken out by the Impalement, and this Hellborn team, 16 minutes. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so vote to concede is put up. Team Psycho knows that they're in dire straits, and well, they know that they had the momentum coming off of game 1, and they're just gonna try to clean this one up early, move on to game 3, and see what they can do there.
Yeah, like I said, in my opinion, if they didn't have like a advantage coming out of the early laning phase, like their heroes are just weaker than the other team's heroes as the game progresses, because they have these really good mid-game to late-game heroes like Tundra that give you the vision that pretty much counteracts Parasite entirely, and they have better team fight with Tempest and Torture and Rally, so it's just like really hard for them to come back from a deficit in that game.
Yeah, maybe some outdraft, maybe some outplay. Either way, things certainly did not end up the same way they did in game number 1. So we will go on into game number 3 as Yolem and the Diesel Electric Locomotives have evened things up. And, I mean, what's your feeling into game 3? You think that the Locomotives take it, or do we see another big upset coming out of Psycho?
I don't know. It's hard to say because I didn't see game 1. I didn't get to see the throws that you speak of, so Uh, I mean, clear. I guess that what Joel and Cena is the favorites, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Rocky's team, what Team Psycho, takes the win.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go to a quick break and get game number 3 set up. One more time, I want to remind you of the promotion going on over at creative.com. A DJ Rhapsody code with the purchase of any of the 3 select headsets that you see on your screen. Use the codes that you have on your screen right there for the Recon 3D Omega, Tactic 3D Omega, and Tactic 3D Rage or Rage Wireless for big savings. And of course, that DJ Rhapsody code. All these valid at creative.com. Promotion ends July 27th, and this is US only. We're trying to get it extended to Europe as well, but for now it is US only. And of course, if you want to support me on Colecast, you can do that by clicking the link in the description below, the image that has the Tactic 3D Rage headset and says support Colecast. That'll take you right over to creative.com, and that'll let them know that I sent you. So you can do that as well if you are considering purchasing one of these fantastic Sound Blaster headsets. But guys, we'll be right back with game number 3 coming out at you. Psycho, Team Psycho, and the Diesel Electric Locomotives tied up 1-1. Ultimate Pandasoul round of 32 with Beef and Sender. We'll be right back.